Hi everyone, so welcome back to my channel Mathematic Girls Swati 3226. In this particular video, we are going to cover inverse trigonometry, a topic from class 12th. This is chapter 2, and in this particular video, I'm going to cover exercise 2.1. So in the first question, we have to find the like the principal value of the following trigonometric function, inverse trigonometric function, right? Because of course we have the sign here, the inverse sign. So let's start with the first one. So we have to find out the value of sine inverse minus 1 by 2, right? So first of all, we can just write down this as, because we know that if we have sine inverse minus theta, that we can also write down as minus of sine inverse theta, okay? So using this formula, I can just write down this minus sign outside and I can write down this as sine inverse 1 by 2, right? Now this minus sign as it is, and this is sine inverse, and this is 1 by 2, right? So 1 by 2, so for what value of sine, the value is 1 by 2, right? Now, why am I talking about sine only? Because outside we have sine. So that is why for what value of sine, the value of, sine is half, that is sine 30. But if I write down 30 in terms of pi, it is of course pi by 6, right? Now this will become minus sine inverse sine theta. There is a formula for this as well. Sine inverse sine theta is nothing but theta. So using this, of course, this is sine inverse sine theta. Theta is pi by 6. It is simply minus as it is and pi by 6. So this is the answer. Now here what I'm going to do is, if you are like watching my video right now, and if you want to write down all these solutions, so you can take either a screenshot or you can just along with me you can solve the questions. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase it, right? So of course, if you think that you have like you want to write it, so you can go back to the video and you can just take a screenshot or you can write it, because I'll be solving all the questions here only, so that I don't have to go every time down. So yeah, so let's do the next question. Okay, I'm just going to keep this here only. Maybe I'll use these formulas again. So next question is cos inverse root 3 by 2. So let's write down cos inverse root 3 by 2. So for that, cos inverse root 3 by 2, right? This is very simple. We don't have a negative sign, no. If we have a negative sign, there is a formula, of course. So we'll talk about that later when we'll come across such particular question. So this is cos inverse, and the for what value of cos? The value is root 3 by 2. Of course, cos 30. The value of cos 30 is root 3 by 2. That is why we will write down here cos pi by 6. So cos pi by 6, we know the value is root 3 by 2. Now what is this? Cos inverse cos theta. Just the way sine inverse sine theta is theta, cos inverse cos theta is also theta. So using that formula, it will simply become pi by 6. So therefore, the answer is pi by 6. Now let's move to the next question, and that is cosec. Okay, here CSE, don't get confused. CSE is simply cosec. All right, so let's move to the next one, and that is the third one, that is cosec inverse 2. Now cosec inverse I'll write down as it is. Now for what value of cosec? The value is 2. Cosec 30. Cosec 30 is 2. So therefore this will become cosec 30 in terms of pi by 6. We all know it is pi by 6. So we can write down this as pi by 6. Now cosec inverse cosec theta, by formula, just the way we have sine inverse sine theta is theta, cosec inverse cosec theta is also theta only. So cosec inverse cosec theta is theta. So by that we are getting the value pi by 6. And I realized one thing, that for the first value we got pi by 6 for the first question. For the second question also we got pi by 6. For the third question as well we got pi by 6 only. Anyway, that was just a coincidence. Now let's move to the next question. So for the next question, that is tan inverse minus root 3. Okay, I'm just realizing that this is, okay, this is a little different. So tan inverse as it is, and then minus root 3. Now just the way I have written here, sine inverse minus theta, we can write down as minus sine inverse theta. Same way this minus sign also we can write down outside. All these things that I'm using, I'm not using on my own, but these are the formulas, okay? So tan inverse minus theta is same as minus tan inverse theta. So it will simply become minus tan inverse and then theta as it is. Now this is minus tan, okay? For what value of tan, the value is root 3. It is for tan 60. Tan 60 is root 3. So 60 we can write down in terms of pi as tan pi by 3, right? Now, just the way again, see, this is so simple. If you just observe that all the formulas are almost similar, right? So sine inverse sine theta is theta. Similarly, we have tan inverse. Okay, I have forgotten here tan inverse. Tan inverse tan theta is also theta only. So using that, it will become minus pi by 3. And that's the answer. So here it is minus pi by 3. All right, let's move to the next question, and that is our fifth question. Okay, so for the fifth question, let's just write down the question first. And the question is cos inverse minus 1 by 2. Now here in this case, as you can see, cos inverse minus 1 by 2, there is a specific formula that we are going to use here. Cos inverse minus theta is not minus cos inverse theta. No, you cannot take here minus sign outside because there is no such formula. Actually, here this minus 1 by 2 is a value of a certain angle in cos, and that is cos 120. Now, of course, you must be thinking that why exactly cos 120 is minus half only. How did you get this? Yes, there is a reason behind that as well. I can write down cos 120 as 90 plus 30. And there is a formula for this. The main part, if you just, if you want to be good in trigonometry, if you want to be good in inverse trigonometry, all you need to do is you need to be better at two things. You need to know the formulas and you need to practice more and more questions, because that is what I had done. So cos 90 plus theta is sine theta, right? Not just sine theta, but minus sine theta. There is a rule of, changing the quadrants. Okay, that quadrant is changing. I have already made a video on, like, when the quadrant gets changed, then what do we have to do? If you want me to make a video on that particular thing again, that why exactly cos 90 plus theta is minus sine theta according to the quadrants, do let me know in the comment section. I'll make another video for that. So minus sine 30, and we know that sine 30 is half. So it is minus half. So see, the value of cos 120 is minus half. Now, why I got this? Because I already know that cos 120 is minus half. So what I'll do here, cos inverse as it is and minus half. At the place of minus half, I'm going to write down cos 120. Now, why exactly cos 120? Like I'm writing here and not shifting this minus outside, because there is no such formula of cos inverse minus theta as minus cos inverse theta. No, there is no such formula which exists. Now, this will become cos inverse. Of course, I'm going to write down this 120 in terms of pi, and in terms of pi, it will simply become 2 pi by 3. Why 2 pi by 3? Because, of course, if you put pi as 180, it will become 3 times 60 or 180, and then 60 times 2 is 120 only. So, see, why am I doing all these things very quickly? Because I already know all these things. So, if you will also practice, you will also eventually understand that, okay, cos 120, so it's cos 2 pi by 3. It's minus half, so it's cos 120, right? So cos inverse cos theta, that is theta only, just like this. Cos inverse cos theta is theta. So here also cos inverse cos theta is theta, and theta is 2 pi by 3. So the answer is 2 pi by 3. All right, we are done with this. Now let's move to the next. And let me erase this. Let me erase this as well. Okay, all right, I hope it will get erased. Anyway. So now we can go to the sixth question, and the sixth question is, tan inverse minus 1. Very simple. We know that here we can take this minus sign outside. So this will become minus tan inverse 1. Now this will become minus tan inverse. For what value of tan? The value is 1. We know that tan 45. 45 in terms of pi is nothing but pi by 4, because 180 by 4 is nothing but 45. Now again, using the same formula, sine inverse sine theta is theta, tan inverse tan theta is theta only. So this will become minus theta is pi by 4, so it is pi by 4. And that's the answer. Okay, now let's move to the next question. And that is question number 7. So in the 7th one, the question says sec inverse 2 by root 3. Very simple. Okay, let's write down the question first. Sec inverse 2 by root 3. So the sec inverse as it is, here there is no minus sign, so you can directly put the value. You should know that for what value of sec, the value is 2 by root 3. So 2 by root 3, the value will be sec 30. Okay, so sec 30 we can write down in terms of pi as pi by 6, right? So again, what is sec inverse sec theta? Sec inverse sec theta is nothing but theta. So this will become pi by 6 and the answer is pi by 6. See, all these questions are very, very straightforward. So I'm sure you are understanding all these things. Let's move to the next question, and that is the 8th question. In the 8th question, we have cot inverse root 3. Okay. Now this is cot inverse root 3. So I'll write down cot inverse as it is. Now for what value of cot, the value is root 3. So for cot 30, it is root 3. So cot, what is 30? Pi by 6. Most of the questions I'm also observing that the answer is pi by 6 only. I think they just love this 30 degree. That is why every time it is pi by 6. But anyway, cot inverse cot theta, the value is theta. So pi by 6, that's the answer. It's as simple as that. Let's move to the next question. And the next question is cos inverse negative 1 upon root 2. So this is cos inverse negative 1 by root 2. Now this will become cos inverse as it is. Again, you know that we cannot take this minus outside because that is not the rule in case of, cos. So we will just write on this as it is. But again, I know here that for what value of cos, the value is negative 1 upon root 2. So this is for cos 145. Now what is cos 145? Let's do that. So cos 145 is nothing but 90 plus 45. And what is cos 90 plus theta? It is minus sine theta. Now what is minus sine theta is 45? What is the value of sine 45? 1 by root 2. See, we got the answer. We got the value of cos 145, that is minus 1 by root 2. So for this value, I can write down this, and that is what I'm doing over here. I'm replacing this minus 1 by root 2 with cos 145. I'm writing that. Now, of course, I can write down this cos 145 in terms of pi, right? So what will this become? This will simply become, like if you just try to convert this in terms of pi, it will become 3 into pi by 4. Now let's check whether this is 145 or not. So 3 into 180 divided by 4, this will become 4 times 4 is 16, 18 minus 16 is 2, so 4 times 5 is 20, now this is 3 times 45, that is 12, and then, okay, sorry. So this will become 145, right? So therefore, the value of cos inverse cos theta is 3 pi by 4. And that's the answer. All right, okay. I just wanted to erase this, but it was. All right, so we are done with this. And now we have our last question, and that is cosec inverse negative 1 by root 2. That is our last question, and that is our 10th question. Okay, all right. Let me decrease the. Okay, so now this is cosec. The cosec sometimes we also write on as CSC, but don't get confused, just cosec only. So cosec inverse negative root 2. Again, we know that in case of cosec, of course, there is a formula that cosec inverse minus theta is same as minus cosec inverse theta. So this minus sign we can take outside. So this will become minus cosec inverse and then root 2. Now this is minus as it is cosec. Now cosec inverse. Now for what value of cosec, the value is root 2. It is cosec 45. So I can write out this as cosec 45. Now this will become minus cosec inverse 45. Of course, I can write down, we already know 45 we can write down as pi by 4, right? Minus sign as it is, and we know that cosec inverse cosec theta is theta. So this will simply become minus pi by 4. And that's the answer. And we are done with the first question of exercise 2.1, that is the 10 questions. Now let's move to the next question. So this is our next question, the 11th question. We are done with the 10 question. Now this is the next two questions, 11 and 12. So in this case also we need to find out the principal value only, but here the combinations are given like tan inverse 1 plus cos inverse minus 1 by 2 plus sin inverse minus 1 by 2. So it's not difficult at all because we have already done all these questions individually. Now it's just they are all combined, right? So let's start with the 11th one. So directly I'm starting tan inverse, I'm writing as it is 1. We know that for what value of tan, the value is 1, that is tan 45. So it will become tan I by 4, right? Plus, this is cos inverse. We know that for what value of cos, the value is minus 1 by 2. We have discussed it in today's video as well. So if you are watching the video till here, okay, if you are just very uh, obedient towards my videos that you're watching and you have managed watching the video till here, stop this video and guess what is the value of cos. Like for what value of cos the value will be minus 1 by 2. Do that. And the answer is cos 120. 120 I can write on as 2 pi by 3. Plus, here minus I can take outside, so it will become minus here. And then sine inverse, the value of, for what value of sine the value is half? It is sine 30, so it is sine pi by 6. And then of course, two brackets will be closed, right? Now we know that tan inverse tan theta is theta, so it is pi by 4. We know that cos inverse cos theta is theta, so it is 2 pi by 3. We know that here minus sign, of course, sine inverse sine theta is theta, so it is pi by 6 minus sign as it is. Now we can simplify this. This will become pi by 4 plus 2 pi by 3. And this is plus into minus is minus pi by 6, right? Now what we will do, we will of course simplify this by taking by doing the LCM. So if I'll take the LCM of 4, 3 and 6, of course the answer is 12. So 4 times, I hope there is no doubt in this. If there is any doubt, okay. First of all, I want to share here one thing. Even if you are in class 11, 12, at any point if you feel like that you don't know even a basic thing, don't hesitate ever. Okay, that is the worst that you can do to yourself if you want to become better at this. So don't hesitate that, I don't know this, I'm in class 12, I'm in class 11. No, if you don't know, learn that. So that is what we are going to do. We are going to do the LCM of 4, 3, 6. How to do this? So 2 times 2 is 4. Do we have 3 in the table of 2? No, so write down 3 as it is. Now 2 times what is 6? 3, so write down 3 here. Now, if you want, you can simplify this further, like 3. Do we have 2? So no. Write down as it is. 3 times 1, 3 times 1. That is it. If you want, you can simply, just find out the, you can do the product. That is 2 times 3 times 2. And that is, of course, 2 times 3, 6. 6 times 2, 12. That is why I wrote here 12. Okay. Now, 4 times what is 12? 3. So 3 into 5 is 3 pi. Okay, that is what we do. 4 times what is 12? 3. That 3 will get multiplied with the numerator, which is pi. Okay, so 3 pi plus 3 times 4 is 12. So 4 into 2 pi is 8 pi minus 6 into 2 is 12. So 2 into pi is 2 pi. That's very simple. What is 3 pi plus 8 pi? 11 pi. So 11 pi minus 2 pi upon 12. What is 11 minus 2? 9 pi. So it is 9 pi by 12. Of course, we can simplify this. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 4 is 12. So the answer is 3 pi by 4. And that is our answer. 3 pi by 4. Now we can go to the next question. So for the next question, I'm just going to write down that question once again. So now we are done with the 11th one. We will go to the 12th question. So the 12th question is cos inverse. Oh, okay, well, just a second. Give me a moment. I will be coming to this side because I'm just having other things over there. Anyway, so this is our 12th question that we are going to do now. And the question is right here. So the 12th one, what do we have to do here is cos inverse. For what value of cos the value is half? Remember, it is not negative half this time. It is just half. And the value of this will be cos 60. The cos 60 value is half. So I can write down here cos. In terms of pi, the 60 will be pi by 3. Right? Plus, this will become 2 sine inverse. For what value of sine the value is half? It's very common. We are using it from the starting. And that is sine 30. So pi by 6. Now we know that cos inverse cos theta is theta, so it is pi by 3. And here this will become 2. Sine inverse sine theta, we know it is theta, so it is pi by 6. Now, of course, this will get cancelled. So we are getting pi by 3 plus pi by 3. So what is pi by 3 plus pi by 3? What is m plus m? 2 into m, right? What is p plus p? 2 into p. Same way, what is pi by 3 plus pi by 3? 2 into pi by 3, which you can also write down as just 2 pi by 3. And we are done with the 12th question as well. Let's move to the next question. This is our next question, a multiple choice question. So in this question, we have, if sine inverse x is equal to y, then which of the following options is correct? So here you can notice one thing, that sine inverse x is given y. So like which range of y will be correct? The first option is y is lying between 0 and pi. Y is lying between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Y is lying between 0 to pi, where 0 and pi are not included because there is a restriction of, like not equal to. And y is present between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, where minus pi by 2 and pi by 2 are not included. Simply, this means strictly lesser than, right? Strictly greater than, and this means greater than or equal, right? So that is the difference. And let's do this question. This is a very simple question, straightforward, formula based. We were doing a lot of questions on, like what is the value of, sine inverse sine theta, that is theta. Like actually, these all, formulas are having a range, okay? The range of the principal value. So the range of the principal value of sine is fixed. So the range of principal value of sine is minus pi by 6, minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, where of course minus pi by 2 and pi by 2 both are included. That is why this is a symbol, this big bracket is a symbol of that both the ends are included, right? If I just write down this way, that means it simply says that from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, but they're not included, right? The end values are not included. That is the meaning. So of course, we know that this is the range. So because we know this, so I can just write down this as, because sine inverse x is equal to y given. So if I can write down, if sine inverse x is equal to y, that means I can simply write down this as sine inverse x. And we know that sine inverse x will lie between, because that is the range, right? Sine inverse x will lie between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, where of course you can see that both are included. So that means this one I'm going to use. But what is sine inverse x? Sine inverse x is nothing but our y. So below sine inverse x, I can write on y. So this will become y. This will become minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. And of course, you can notice that this option is already given, which is option B. So therefore, the correct answer is option B. And there was nothing that I used here extra, or that I used something new. It is just a formula based on this, the range of the principal value. Okay, let's move to the next question now. Now, this is the last question of today's video, and the question is again multiple choice question. Tan inverse root 3 minus sec inverse minus 2 is equal to, we are given four options: pi, minus pi by 3, pi by 3, 2 pi by 3. So we need to solve this. So let's start with the solution. It is very simple. We have already done these type of questions. So let's just simplify this as quickly as possible. Sec inverse minus 2. You can also, if you think, after solving so many questions, you have the confidence that you can do these questions on your own, make sure you pause this video, do it on your own, and check whether you're getting the same answer or not. So let's write down this tan inverse root 3. For what value of tan? The value is root 3. Of course, tan 60. What is 60 in terms of pi? Pi by 3. Minus sec inverse here. It's very important. It is minus 2. For what value of sec? The value is minus 2. We all know it is 2 pi by 3. Right? Because sec 120, the value is minus 2. Right? Again, there is a formula to derive that as well, just the way I had derived for cos 145, cos 120. The formula for this is also the same. I'm going to cover those questions as well super soon in my videos. So don't worry, just keep on watching the videos. So this is sec 2 pi by 3, because the value of sec 2 pi by 3 is negative 2. All right, now, of course, this will become tan inverse tan theta. By formula, it is just theta, so pi by 3 minus sec inverse sec theta is theta. So this will become 2 pi by 3. Now, if I take LCM, this is 3, this is pi minus 2 pi. What is pi minus 2 pi? Is minus pi over 3. Okay. So, fortunately, we got the correct option here also in B. So, B is the answer. All right, so thank you so much for watching this video till here. I hope you understood each and every question. Do suggest me, like, the other things. If you think that I can, like, do something else, I should do something, more in my videos. So make sure you let me know about that. And yes, that is my request. I'm already, like, very very happy that you are watching my videos, you are, subscribing to the channel, so thank you so much for that. But yes, again, if you're new to the channel and if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe and you share it with your friends and families who loves maths, right? So yes, I'll be meeting you super soon in my next video. And yeah, thank you so much for watching the videos. Keep watching my shorts that I always, like, upload. Every day I, upload a new short. So make sure you watch that as well. And I'm very happy about it. I want to share one, thing with all of you guys, that I like one of my videos is going to reach 100K views. So I'm just very happy about it. Right now it is some 97,000 or 98,000 views. Of course, I'm just super excited. As soon as it will, reach 200K, I'm going to share that news with you. So thank you so much for, making my video, reaching to 100K views. Forever be grateful. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys super soon.